So a lot of you guys were saying that my account that I spent around 3,000 on didn't truly feel like a whale account. Well, today we definitely have a whale account to show off right here, and we have a ton of Paragon heroes. If you don't know what Paragon heroes are, we'll explain it to you and get right into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's get going. So in case you did not catch it in the intro there, yes, this account has a ton of power. We're talking about 38 million power. Now, of course, the hero resonance is still 312. It's nothing like crazy high up there. It's soon to be 313, but as we talked about previously, above 300 only increases the proficiency of your heroes, not the raw stats. But what really increases the power of an account is once you can unlock Paragon. And you'll notice we got this nice little shiny icon up the top left for Thorn called Paragon. Whew, these heroes are kind of crazy. So you'll even notice here, like, exclusive weapons are going crazy high up to 20, all these special things, and you get this interesting little purple border. You can see this is what typically a Supreme Plus looks like here, and this is what a Paragon. So you can kind of compare what the two kind of look. The difference is you can kind of see what it looks like. Now, a lot of people ask and they're like, hey Barry, I've got all these extra like soul sigils for heroes. I already maxed out to Supreme Plus. I'm like, oh, how little you know right now. You actually do not cap out heroes at Supreme Plus. They go all the way up to Paragon 5. Yes, Paragon 5. And in this situation, you can see, I believe they're all just Paragon 1, I think. Yeah, he can't even unlock Paragon 2 until you get to 20 here. So let's first talk about how these accounts that are whale accounts like this actually get to Paragon. In order to unlock it, you need to have 25 of these heroes to Supreme Plus. Just getting them to Supreme Plus is a pretty big deal, honestly. Gets most of their power. It unlocks their last ability, Enhanced Force, over here, and makes them very, very strong. Once you have 25 heroes to Supreme Plus, you unlock Paragon. And then once you get to Paragon, if you want to take them to even higher heights, you have to ascend a certain number of them to Paragon 1 before it lets you to go to Paragon 2. So you can't go like straight, like we can go straight to Supreme Plus, no issue. You can't go straight to Paragon 5. You do have to build it up slowly. But as you guys can see, when we even talk about just Celestial and Hypogean heroes, I mean, we got what? We only got 2 of them, actually. Surprisingly enough, there's only 2. Oh, no, never mind. There they are. I should make a correction. There's 2 Celestials at Paragon. There are 2 other Hypogeans. One of them at Supreme Plus, the other one at Supreme. Honestly, Barial feels like the weakest overall as far as usefulness. Rainier feels like the best, and then of course you have other things like DNL, who is like pretty much the hard counter to Carolina team-ups, which we'll talk about in a video probably tomorrow. And the one biggest thing I think I'll say about an account like this compared to mine, not only is Paragon unlocked, but let's take a second and look at this. We have exclusive 10, 15, 20, 15, 18, 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 15, 15. Oh my goodness, everybody is essentially on their way to 15, and you might not think that's a lot, but as you upgrade these things, not only are you unlocking additional bonuses to the abilities, you're getting a ton of raw stats as well. To be honest, like, it's crazy how many heroes he has. I'm surprised he hasn't taken DNL above 15 yet, just to get additional attack and attack speed for things like Arena, because good lord, this man can be absolutely crazy. Paragon is absolutely insane, and I'm sure we've shown this before. He's going to be number 1 in Arena with an account like this. Yep, definitely DLCell's got a strong footing at the very top of the leaderboard. Legend Trial has been done for a very long time. Dream Realm, yeah, top 4, I imagine, pretty much most of the time. Looks like some other people might have a little bit better of a lineup, which is interesting. I wonder what he's using. So he is using Scarlita. I don't know if that's actually a good play. Honestly, what I feel like might be a better setup for him is going for a pure boosting type setup. Let me just, I'm intrigued to see, because I love testing on other people's accounts to see what feels different. This is kind of a lineup I've been running lately with a solo Merrily. I just want to see what the damage looks like on an account like this. As far as survivability goes, we could probably even afford to not even run Smokey at this point. But let's see how this turns out. The downside of this is we kind of kill those tentacles really slowly. You can see that looked like they barely did any damage. However, Smokey plays a really big role because on his third ultimate here, it usually times up perfectly with when the tentacles come out, and he does a huge amount of damage to these tentacles right here. Although it looks like they're already all gonna be gone by the time he even does it, which is insane to think about. But let's see what the damage looks like, because I've never been on an account that has a plus 15 merrily. That I-beam did do a lot of damage, so maybe, just maybe, it is better off continuing using Smokey. And again, running both Thorin and Kruger is very much going all in on merrily doing the best damage. And 20 seconds left. This doesn't look like this is going to be a good result. I don't think this is going to be what we were looking for here, even though it is bonus damage for the merrily. Overall, the damage is probably going to be going down. Yeah, because honestly, even my team does about 50 million, and 50 million for an account like this is extremely low. So you have to figure out what works best for your actual team, because it looks like his record is 55. Yeah, so even adding those couple heroes in does make a difference. I'm intrigued to see what something like this does, and really playing with all these different heroes is key. I don't know if Scarlita is a good play here, just because she does take the first beginning part of the battle and just sits it out essentially, and then gives shields to an ally, and she might come down and do some crazy damage. But in reality, a Corrin merrily team should be all you essentially need here. Adding Corrin in does give some extra shielding, which isn't that important, but he does do true damage, and he does have an AoE attack with his ultimate, which might time up well with the tentacles. I just don't know just yet. So right here, yeah, having that Smokey AoE going off is huge as far as time-saving capabilities, and this is already looking pretty good. We're already at the 40 million with 40 seconds. So I think we're about 10 seconds ahead of the previous setup. And we'll have to see if we can break the 55 mark that we were at previously. This round of tentacles goes down really quickly. We're up to 45 with 24 seconds left. This is looking good that we might at least get close to that 55 million mark. Hoping we can break it though. I don't know. 15 seconds. 5 million seems doable in 10 seconds. Maybe. I think we might fall behind. Honestly, it's interesting to say, but that Scarlita looks like it might be better than even running a Kruger. So yeah, really interesting how this stuff works out, and on different power level accounts. Like on my account, this would be such a better setup, but I think because he has just such a strong Scarlita, I think he had it set up like this. I think that was the exact setup he had previously. Let's go one more time. Let's see if it does match that damage. And again, Scarlita goes up into the sky, which you probably never get to see when you're facing her as an enemy, because it's usually like off screen. I'm intrigued to see what her damage looks like at the end of this. So there she goes. She has a huge AoE when she comes down from the sky, and then her ultimate does do a lot of AoE damage too, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe she makes quick work of the enemies. I kind of regret on my own account now going for Belial for the Zoo team. Granted, it'll be really good in PvP for Supreme Arena, but Scarlita, DNL, they're just such good heroes. I wonder how DNL would do in this too. I don't want to use up all of his attacks in case he wants to do something different. So yeah, we're pretty much at the same point we were with the Kruger instead of the Scarlita, but I think Scarlita is going to slowly continue to ramp up the damage here towards the end. 50 million, 23 seconds. Yeah, this is definitely better with how powerful this Scarlita is. And I think it's the fact that, you know, being a Paragon hero is pretty intense. 52, up to 53 million, 5 seconds left. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to have about the same score as we did on his record. So, maybe we got a little bit better of a record. That might have moved us up a spot or two. And again, just trying over and over, move your heroes just a little bit. Helps you out, because now we're number 3. So I figured you guys would enjoy seeing this. Everybody say thank you to DLCell for letting us use his account for content as well. We're probably going to be highlighting a bunch of these heroes in the future because, well, he just has everything we could possibly want. And this is what 38 million power actually looks like. And before we head out of here, we got to check one thing. I got to know what it is. VIP 18. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm not even going to do the math on this one because I don't even know if the math checks out, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I'll see you guys next time.